Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a sort of updated video. This is one of my favorite ones to do, and it's also a little difficult to sort. But this is a top 10 list, and in this one, we're going to be counting down the top 10 worst episodes of AMC's The Walking Dead, leading up to Season 7. So for sure this one is tricky, and spoiler warning if you're not caught up on the Walking Dead television series. I enjoy doing this one. I do this once a year. Each year after we complete a season, I take in the new episodes and sort them into the list for which ones are the best, and also this one, which ones are the worst. This one's fun to do. And I should say before we start that there aren't that many bad episodes of The Walking Dead anyway. So the worst of something good, the worst of The Walking Dead is really not that bad. You know, a lot of these episodes compared to a lot of shows on television really are actually pretty good compared to a lot of them. But you know, if you're going to pick out 10 of the worst that there are, these are the 10 I think that make the most sense. So out of Season 6, taking all 16 episodes from Season 6 and now integrating them into the list, the top 10 greatest, which I already did, and now this one, the top 10 worst. I feel like the worst episode for Season 6 was Now. That's episode 5, and so that's really the worst episode I think of Season 6, and that's the one I'm going to be adding to the list. All the rest of the episodes of Season 6 were actually pretty good comparatively to some of the earlier seasons, to some of the earlier episodes we've had that felt pretty useless. Maybe the weakest episode of the second half would be The Next World, which even is pretty fun, I think, for The Walking Dead. It's a nice change of pace. So that one didn't make it into the list, but now has. So let's start with number 10. They get worse as we go, so we're going from the 10th worst to the absolute worst. Number 10, we have Bloodletting, way back from Season 2 after the Season 2 premiere. So this one is one of the most boring episodes of The Walking Dead ever. You have the excitement spilling over from the Season 2 premiere because that was an awesome premiere. It was crazy to see Carl get shot at the end the first time. And this was mainly dealing with the repercussions of that. Not much happens in the episode. They just get sent onto a new mission, which sets up Save the Last One with Shane and Otis. So that one's going way back. That's number 10. Number 9 is Prey. So this is where the governor stalks down Andrea as she goes to run away from Woodbury. I remember people complaining when I did my review of this one pretty much right afterwards. I personally didn't dislike the episode that much, but I can definitely see that, it's definitely not one of the best episodes of the series, and, not that much happens. It's kind of got a horror movie, slasher film, stalking type feel, which is pretty scary from the governor, but a lot of people really hate this one. I have to put it on the list, and also because we got information later that in that season 3 in the second half, they actually ran out of ideas, so they had to kind of write it on the fly, and they got behind, and it ended up causing Glenn Mazzara, the showrunner, to actually leave the show as a result afterwards. So that's number 9, Prey. Number 8, our Season 6 episode to add is Now, for sure. This episode, it's not horrendous. It's not... it's definitely the weakest of season 6 for sure, I would have to say. It's kind of like a calm before because of all the craziness that happens around the mid-season finale with No Way Out and all of that. This one, it's kind of justified, but it's a pretty slow episode. Not that much happens. Rick arrives back, and the intro of it's probably the most exciting with the zombies chasing him, the zombie herd. He gets in, and everybody's there, and pretty much what the episode is him telling everybody to be quiet. Not that much happens. You have Maggie and Aaron who attempt to get out through the sewer, but decided partially along the way that it's too risky and it's not worth it, so they end up turning back, and that's kind of like our exciting part. Deanna kills like one zombie, and there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking, not a lot happening. You can see Carl and Ron kind of going at it a little bit, and there's obviously other things that happen. Some time with Deanna, some time with Rick and Jesse and the others, and Denise and Tara, which makes sense because later on, of course, what happens. So we can understand why they did it, but it certainly didn't make for a great episode by itself, standing on its own. So I'm going to put it at number 8. Worse than that, number 7 is going to be Judge, Jury, and Executioner. This is, of course, Dale's last episode. The whole episode is pretty boring for the most part. I mean, it's it's okay. But in the end, of course, Dale is killed off because Jeffrey had to actually leave the show, and as a result of Frank Darabont being let go and him being loyal to him. So they killed him off in this such a fashion. It's kind of a brutal end. There's actually a Walking Dead action figure that McFarlane Toys is releasing for this one. I think it's already come out with his guts hanging out and stuff. It's brutal. So it's pretty sad, man. It's kind of a downer, and to be honest, I really wish they would have kept Dale around for quite a while longer. So that one's got to be on the list of number 7. Number 6, Secrets. This is one of those on the farm, not a lot happening. You've got the theme of them, keeping secrets from each other, but you just don't have a lot of stuff going on at this time. This is probably, these few episodes right here leading up to Pretty Much Dead Already in Season 2 are some of the slowest of the entire series. There are like entire episodes of The Farm where there's like one zombie or like a couple. It's supposed to be a zombie apocalypse, obviously. They're just pretty slow. You've got Lori in there. She's doing her thing, causing drama and all that good stuff. And you got the pregnancy and all this stuff. And I don't know. It's an okay episode. It's definitely not great. I'm going to put it at number 6. Number 5, Arrow on the Doorpost. Another one of the Season 3, late Season 3 episodes. This one, literally nothing happens. I mean, it's kind of like, I can understand why they would want to do an episode like this where you would have the governor and Rick actually meet and actually talk things through, but it just doesn't work. It's a slow episode. Just about nothing happens. Daryl and Martinez kind of feel each other out and size each other up, and that might be the most. It's kind of like they just threw in a few zombies there just to give you something. But aside from that, you've got Andrea. She's like mediating. The governor is not. He's really not interested in making any kind of a deal at all. It's intense the first time you watch it, but it certainly has almost no replay value at all afterwards, knowing that pretty much nothing happens in the episode. They discuss things, we're going to go to war, but we're going to talk about it for 3 more episodes first. You guys ever seen that meme? It's very applicable with this episode for sure. So that's going to be number 5. Number 4 is going to be from Season 5, Them. The worst episode for this half, I want to say, for sure. It's a slow episode. They walk around. Not a lot happens. They're thirsty. We get it. It definitely is. It's a sad episode because of where the show is at that point. Very bleak. It's not a great episode by itself. It's kind of like the still for Season 5. I really didn't care for it much. Some people did like it, but I know most people, like myself, were just kind of disappointed with it. Like, yeah, okay, it's an episode, but it's definitely not great, and it looks pretty bad compared to a lot of the other episodes since then, especially in late Season 5 and Season 6. Number 3 is going to be Slabtown. So our highest Season 5 episode. I had to put this one on here. I mean, this episode is such filler, it's like unbelievable. Like, we were excited to find out where Beth was, but then once we found out, they spent the whole episode there setting up almost nothing. And of course, all of these characters there at the Grady Memorial, it looks like we're never going to see them again. So the whole episode, is spent giving us our perspective on what's happened with Beth, but it feels so unnecessary to spend an entire episode doing it, because really it's got some weird music and it's just, I don't know, it's like, why do we need to find out about all these characters and all this stuff and what's happened with Beth when really at the mid-season finale they just kill her off anyway? It really doesn't matter in the long run. So I got to put it in there near the top. It's absolutely one of the top ones for me. Number 3, the third worst, Slabtown. Number 2 is going to be Cherokee Rose. This is the one where they literally have like one zombie well walker. They this one's so pointless because they spend the whole episode like trying to get the stupid well walker out, and you've got Daryl and he's going around. There aren't even like any zombies around or anything, and really, they don't stay at the farm anyway. So for them to try to like clean out this well, it's such filler, and there's no purpose to it at all. It's just, oh man, it's definitely one of the worst episodes they've ever done. I'm going to keep it at number 2. It's second worst. I don't know if these top few will ever be overtaken unless they bring us some really bad episodes in Season 7 or further. Let's hope that these stay at the top. So that's number 2. And the absolute worst episode ever, you guys know, I'm sure you know at this point, it is still. Yes, it is. It has to be. I don't care. Even though, okay, so it does do something for the series. I'll give it that. It gives us a connection between Daryl and Beth that otherwise doesn't really make sense. But it's a weird freaking connection. There's a lot of issues with the writing in this one. I mean, not only does Beth not seem interested at all to find out if Maggie's still alive, but her whole goal or purpose in this episode, and in life it seems, is to get drunk. It's just really weird. You know, the end of the episode, they like burn the place down and they give it the finger and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't know what they're trying to do here. I don't know what this is. She's like half his age. I'm talking in character age. I know Emily Kinney's actually way older than she looks. But it's just a really weird episode. And because she's killed off anyway, you know, it's like, why did we need to spend all this time? I don't know. It's tricky. I guess what they were trying to do was probably kind of spend some time on the angle of fangirl fantasy with Daryl type deal. So it's not for obviously male viewers. It's for the females that love Daryl. So I guess that's the purpose of the episode. It makes sense that they would do that. But we had to spend an entire episode doing it, and it just felt so weird and so awkward. I just don't even know. So that's the top 10 list, guys. Let me know what your worst episodes are. You can put your least favorite or maybe a few if you like. And you know, you can let me know what you think about the list. If there's any you think should be changed, some that are worse than others, write it in the comments below. For me, this is the list. It's probably going to stay much the same, considering I do think the series has gotten a lot better as we've gone along. Season 6 has shown, I think, that you know, even though we're going to have some slower episodes here and there where not that much happens to fill out the season in 16 episodes, they're really doing a great job right now and bringing us some amazing quality and having every episode feeling, you know, bigger and better and of each season. So write your comments below. Let me know what you guys think and what your least favorite episodes are. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. Don't forget to thumb it up, guys. I always appreciate it. You can also share if you've got a Facebook you want to share through. Appreciate it. Favorite. And if you're new and you want to you want to subscribe and see the videos just like this all summer long, and send me Q&A questions, and you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again real soon. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.